Imagine a single drop of oil falling in extreme slow motion, deep inside a 30-ton turbine. To a human eye, the machine looks perfect. The steel is polished, the vibration feels steady. To a traditional sensor, it is within spec. But then nothing happens. No explosion, no chemical spill, no sirens, no national news coverage. Why? Because an AI detective just solved a crime before it was even committed. Welcome to the era of the invisible shield. We live in a world built on critical infrastructure. Power grids, chemical plants, massive jet engines. For a century, these giants have spoken a language of failure, a language of tremors, heat, and sound, that we were simply too slow to hear. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on how AI is spotting tiny flaws in our global infrastructure, weeks or months before they come headlines. The future of industry is no longer reactive. It is proactive, it is prescriptive, and it is already here. To appreciate the shield, we first must understand the sword. History is scarred by what-ifs. Industrial disasters are rarely the result of one mistake. They are a chain of small, ignored mechanical failures. Take the Bhopal disaster of 1984, a chemical leak that killed thousands. Investigation showed that safety systems were non-functional. Sensors were ignored. Or take Chernobyl, a combination of design flaws and operator error. But the most modern example of a silent failure is the Deepwater Horizon spill of 2010. It cost $65 billion, it killed 11 people, and it decimated the Gulf. The failure started with a faulty cement job and a blow-up preventer that didn't close. But those systems were sending signals long before the explosion. The pressure tests were misinterpreted. The legacy sensors were dumb. They gave data, but they didn't give insight. Traditionally, we have two choices for maintenance. The first is reactive maintenance. This is the run until it breaks model. It is the most expensive way to operate a business. When a machine fails, it doesn't just stop. It shatters, it warps, it leaks. It destroys the components around it. It creates a cascade failure. The second choice is preventative maintenance. This is what we do with our cars. Change the oil every 5,000 miles. In a factory, this is blind guesswork. We throw away millions of dollars of perfectly good parts just because the calendar said it was time. Worse, it still misses what engineers call infant mortality. That is a brand new bearing with a microscopic defect that fails on its second day of operation. A calendar cannot see a defect. We needed a way to let the machine speak. To hear a machine speak, you first need ears. This is the world of Industrial Internet of Things, or IIoT. We are covering our world in sensors. But these aren't your typical thermostats. We use high-frequency vibration accelerometers. These sensors hear the microscopic grinding of metal at frequency a human ear could never detect. We use infrared thermography, cameras that can see a hot spot forming inside a steel casing before the surface temperature even changes. We use acoustic emitters. These listen for the pop of microscopic cracks forming in a gas pipe miles underground. But data is not knowledge. A modern refinery produces terabytes of data every single hour. If you give that data to a human engineer, they would drown in it. This is where machine learning becomes the data whisperer. There are two main ways this brain works. The first is supervised learning. We feed the AI decades of failure logs. We say, look at these 10,000 vibrations. This specific pattern means a bearing is about to seize. The AI becomes an expert on the history of failure. The second is unsupervised learning. This is even more powerful. The AI watches healthy machines for weeks. It learns its unique heartbeat. It knows that on a Tuesday, when it's 90 degrees outside and the humidity is 60%, the machine should vibrate like this. When that vibration shifts by even 0.01%, the AI flags it. It doesn't just say, the pump is hot. It says, based on the current wear patterns, you have about 400 hours left. This is a shift from diagnosis to prognosis. Now, we need to clear up a major misconception. This is the most important part of the video. When the media talks about the AI boom, they're almost always talking about the large language models, LLMs, like ChatGPT or Gemini. These are masters of words. They are trained on the entire internet to predict the next word in a sentence. But you cannot talk a machine out of breaking. Industrial AI lives in a completely different world. The world of time series data. An LLM is a master of language, but a time series model is a master of time. An LLM deals with static facts, but a time series model deals with sequence, frequencies, and cycles. Think of it like this. An LLM knows what the definition of a turbine is, but a time series model knows exactly how that specific turbine in that specific factory breathes every millisecond of every day. For a long time, these two worlds were separate. You had the data nerds looking at graphs and the generative nerds playing with chatbots. But by early 2026, the wall between them has collapsed. And the company at the center of this collapse is Splunk. Splunk has always been the leader in machine data. They built the search engine for logs and metrics. But recently, following their massive integration with Cisco, they released something revolutionary. The Cisco time series model. This is what engineers call a foundation model for machines. Just as GPT is a foundation for a language, this is a foundation for telemetry. It was pre-trained on over 300 billion unique data points, sourced from global observability infrastructure. Why does this matter? Because it has zero-shot ability. In the old days, if you bought a new machine, you had to wait months to collect enough data to train an AI. But the Cisco model already knows what the machine health looks like. It has seen 1 billion motors. It has seen 1 billion pumps. You plug it in, and it immediately spots anomalies that it has seen in thousands of other factories globally. It is teaching AI to speak machine data. It is the CSI of the industrial world. But the AI boom did more than just improve the math. It changed the workflow. We have moved from discriminative AI to agentic AI. Let's look at the 5-year leap. In 2020, an AI would detect a vibration. It would send an alert to a dashboard. A human would see a red light. Then that human would spend hours looking for the manual. They would check the warehouse for a spare part. They would call the manager to see when they could shut down. The AI was just a smoke detector. In 2026, the AI agent takes the wheel. When the Cisco model detects that bearing failure, the AI agent instantly goes to work. 1. It cross-references the 3,000-page digital manual. It exactly identifies torque specifications for the replacement. 2. It checks the company's ERP system. It confirms the part is in the warehouse. Or it automatically drafts a purchase order if it's missing. 3. It looks at the production schedule. It sees that next Tuesday at 2 p.m., the factory has a natural lull. 4. It drafts a complete maintenance ticket and sends a calendar invite to the repair crew. The AI doesn't just tell you the future, it manages it. This is how we solved the silver tsunami. Across the globe, we are seeing a massive wave of retirements. Experienced engineers are taking decades of tribal knowledge with them. They know how a machine should sound. By using these new foundation models, we are ingesting the knowledge into that digital brain. Now, a rookie on their very first day can wear a pair of augmented reality glasses. The AI points out a glowing arrow at a bolt and says, "Turn this 15 degrees clockwise," just like Joe did in 2018. We are democratizing expertise. But I want to bring this home. This isn't just for factory owners and billionaires. The invisible shield is moving into your driveway. It is moving into your kitchen. It is moving onto your wrist. Let's look at the software-defined vehicle. Your modern electric vehicle is a rolling data center. Companies like Tesla and Rivian use these exact same models to monitor battery health at the cellular level. They can detect a failing cell in your battery pack weeks before it causes a problem. They can ship a replacement part to your local service center before you even notice a drop in your range. Or look at your home. Companies like Moen have built smart water valves. These aren't just timers. They use AI to listen to the pressure waves in your pipes. The AI can distinguish between you taking a shower and a microscopic pinhole leak behind a bathroom wall. And it doesn't just alert you. It acts as an agent and shuts off the main water line, saving you from a $20,000 disaster. Even your smartwatch is an industrial maintenance tool. Except the industrial asset is you. By tracking your resting heart rate and skin temperature, the AI can detect an anomaly of viral infection up to 48 hours before you feel a single symptom. The AI is flagging a maintenance requirement. Rest before your system crashes. As we wrap up, it's important to understand one thing. This is not about replacing humans. This is about a partnership. The AI is incredible with the big data. It can process 1 billion vibrations a second without getting tired. But the human is incredible at the big decisions. AI provides the prescription, but the human provides the judgment. We have seen a major North American utility save $50 million by catching a loose bolt in a generator 40 hours before a blackout. We have seen jet engines monitor midair by AI models that ensure a replacement part is waiting at the gate before the plane even lands. This technology keeps the cost of your food down by ensuring that smart factories never stop. It keeps your water clean. It keeps the power grid stable during heat waves. And most importantly, it keeps our planet safe. We are finally ending the era of the accident. We are moving from a world that reacts to disaster to a world that prevents it. The future is no longer a mystery we hope for. It is a shield that we have built. AI isn't just about writing emails. It's about the silent strength that keeps our world running. It is the unsung hero of the modern age. And it is just getting started. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive. There is so much more to explore in the world of industrial AI. So if you want to stay on the cutting edge, follow the latest updates from Splunk and the Cisco ecosystem. I'm Dan, and I'll catch you in the next one.